Welcome to the Loud Quiet. Ooh, empty nester. Okay. What does that mean?
Yeah, I think that actually probably is the theme of the empty nest. What are we doing? Let's do this. Let's do this thing. I don't know if I'm recording. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Sans children. Just us. We need a tissue box up here. Follow along on our journey and maybe, we can learn from others.
Yeah. I don't have a clue how to be empty nester.
This is the Loud Quiet Living the Empty Nest. Hi there. Welcome back. Episode 18 of the Loud Quiet. We are in full-blown Christmas mode around here, so still awaiting the children's arrival, but we've already been kicking off and doing some fun Christmas activities outside of the house, and then the ones we're going to talk about today, which are, again, go back to our love of the television, and so, we're going to talk about some of our favorite Christmas movies that have become a tradition for our family. So.
Yeah, and they're going to be movies that, I like how you said, for our family, right? These may not be the classics. They're going to be the ones that have a special meaning to us.
And I would say some of them have become the 100%. Classics. And then there's also some that we've introduced to people that now have become, ones that they watch every year as well. So...
I will say, as we've gotten into this year, and I was thinking about it actually at church this morning, there's been a lot of years where I felt like that I just have suddenly realized the season was gone and blip, and it was out of there. And I don't know, maybe a different episode, a different conversation sometime. I don't know if it's because of empty nester. I don't know if it's just the year, the way my work is. I don't know what it is. I feel like this season already, and it's only just the beginning of it, we're doing things and I'm feeling it, and it doesn't feel like it's just disappearing. And movies like we'll talk about today are part of that category.
Well, I totally think that it's an empty nester thing because Tegan was still here in school last year. Some years we were still playing football at this time.
And nothing says Christmas like going to a high school football.
Yeah, and so, we would always try to squeeze in on our Saturday night. Okay, can we watch a movie? Can we, you and I have been able to do it. Hey, it's Tuesday night. Let's watch. We've finished some of our series that we were watching. So we were like, let's just put it on pause and watch the Christmas things we want to watch. And
even specifically targeting Christmas Friends episodes.
Yeah, we go back and we watch, and we'll watch Festivus when it's Festivus. And
I actually am tomorrow, not when the episode, but for us recording tomorrow, we'll start the 12 Days of Festivus on LinkedIn. So it's actually, it is 12 days till Festivus. Yep. Get your non-shopping in.
All right, so we'll just
fire
jump
away.
in.
What's the first one?
First is Elf.
Yay!
Yeah. And I wish I think this was, I can't remember. I had the years when I was looking up the pictures, and now I can't remember what it was, but it was either late. Maybe it was
late 90s, early aughts.
It had to be early 2000s. So this is a family favorite for our family for sure, and I would imagine for a lot of families. I mean, yesterday we were with my older brother, and we were even quoting it. Say elf one more time. Call me an elf one more time.
Call me an elf one more time. You're an elf.
So,
yeah, and this fits that category you're describing of it. Well, by definition, it wasn't a Christmas classic because it didn't exist. And now it has to solidly be in the category, in the pantheon of the top 5 and people, I would imagine. And especially for our age group and our kids' age group. Now, I don't know if the younger people with their younger kids, if they watch it too or not. Not because of their kids are younger, but there may be other things coming out that become their Christmas ones. I actually saw a sweater at Forever 21 that was, hope you find your dad, buddy. And it was the narwhal. And I wanted it so bad. I want that sweater.
Know, but it was sold out by the time I didn't see it in store. And now it's not online anymore. But I'm sure you can find
all the 4 of us to each other. Hope you find your dad.
Yeah. And that's one thing about all of the movies. We quote them all year long. It doesn't have to just be Christmas time. So
there will be an April 18th. Hope you find your dad.
It's just, and this movie was just, I mean, it was very creative. It was different.
Mm-hmm. It
is just one of our
Yeah.
all-time favorites. And when we were in New York one year, we actually found the bridge in Central Park where the famous snowball scene is,
right.
and the kids went up there and acting like they're throwing snowballs. And
so if you're listening and not watching, it's the bridge.
Yeah.
From the movie, and so that was kind of fun. And there was actually snow on the ground in New York when we were visiting this time.
Yeah, and that was in March of that year.
That's right.
Yeah,
that was college tours. Both of them were still in high school then. So been there a while, but we love Elf.
Yeah, we do. Elf is.
It'd be interesting. I was about to say, who doesn't love Elf? Well, of course. There's humans. There's billions of humans in the world. There's somebody who doesn't, but my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm
sure. That movie. Yeah, but it is. It's just silly, sweet, has a good message, fun, appropriate for, I would say, most ages.
The cheekiest it gets is that lingerie that he's holding up, for someone special.
Oh,
that's the cheekiest it gets, and that's pretty innocent.
Yeah. So, well, and there's the scene when they're in the mail room and drinking. What's in your coffee? I like your syrup.
I like syrup. Okay, no. We'll do the entire Elf if we don't move on.
That's one of our favorites. Yeah, for sure. So next we have Four Christmases.
Yay.
Which, again, I mean, you and I have already watched. We haven't watched Elf yet because we'll wait till the kids get back. But Four Christmases we've already watched, and I'm sure we will watch again. But I mean, again, how many times do we walk into church or out of church or just any random and do? And if you don't know the movie, you have to watch to see. But I mean,
it involves Dwight Yoakam. So just
it is one of our. This has become one of my favorites of all. And I mean, I would put it even above what I think is probably your favorite, but this one has become my favorite. I love everyone in it. I mean, the casting is just incredible. And
you can't spell families without lies, Clancy.
Well, and even, where were we? Oh, when we had a car rental debacle the last time we were in Arizona. And I mean, I was driving. Do you have a sister car rental company or maybe a cousin that you felt up?
That's right.
So again.
And we'll be, it's year round to your point. We'll be eating. And I'll just, one of us will be kind of staring at each other. You're just going to stare at me while you eat those wings? As Chad mentioned, the taboo scene. Can't say beep.
Yes. And that,
Can I give you some gas money?
And the taboo scene totally is my roommate and I, because Taboo came out probably when we were in college, and we would kill everyone in Taboo because we had so many. Our families were like, we're not playing with y'all because we had so many inside jokes. So she would just have to say one word, and similar to how it is on Four Christmases. So again,
Mexican
great.
Oh, I love that movie.
Great cast. Just, I mean, there's not a bad part in this movie.
It's like every rom-com where it gets slow, and there's there's that part. You're not just laughing a mile a minute. It has to. You have to go through that arc of a rom-com, and that part. Maybe you're not chuckling, but I mean,
I can't look at it. Yeah. So.
Crop. Okay.
I mean, every time Tegan is cleaning up Miso's cat
products.
Barf, all I do is in the corner, I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so Vince Vaughn. She's like, I can't look at it. I can't.
I think, Clancy, mistletoe.
Yeah. Yes. So if you have not seen this one, highly recommend. And I mean, you can rent it on Amazon or buy it. It's so cheap now to buy it. And I think it may even it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know where it's all
out there.
I didn't look up to see where everything was streaming.
That's a good point, because this is one that probably goes under a lot of people's radars and has become something special, certainly for you and me. Mm-hmm. I think you brought me to it. I think you already had a deep enjoyment of it and brought me to this one. And it is a snort laugh to me.
This one didn't come out until,
Oh, it's a later one. Sure.
It's more recent, but I think we watched it together. I think we went to the theater and watched it the first time.
Really?
I would imagine. I don't know, because
either way,
looking at the people that are in it and they, I don't know, but so that's
don't get me. I'll just start quoting.
I know, that's Four Christmases, one of our favorites.
Yay!
Here's the one that has been probably the long running favorite, 1989, because we just watched it this week, and so I saw when it came out. But yes, we are representing our.
If you're listening, we have the T-shirts on. Clancy's as well.
Oh, mine says, "Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?"
I don't know, Margo.
Yes. So I bought these shirts when COVID year, the movies were closed, and so but they started figuring out a way to still make money. And Cinemark did these where you could rent the entire theater for very little amount of,
Yeah, it was inexpensive. Certainly if you broke it down by person.
Right. And you could watch during Christmas time your Christmas movie. So yeah, that's what we did. We rented out the theater, and all the kids everybody got to invite a certain amount of people. And yeah, it was really fun. And that's what we all had on our shirts. We can't say what Tanner says because it's the Cousin Eddie one, but it
even gets more offensive. The last word is full on his, so got to watch out on that image.
So that's
something's full in Tanner's
there we
shirt,
are. Oh,
sure.
Whoops, nope, go back. I was going back so I could put that back up. But yeah, so I mean, this was your
my mom loved this movie,
and I don't know that I had really seen it until. I'm sure I had, but I did not have the love for it and the memorization of it until I got with your family and saw it, the VHS.
That's right. And I don't have enough of a memory to remember. Here's what I remember. My mom loved this movie. I don't recall if this was my mom and my dad really loved it, if she came to love it later in life. I mean, 1989, he passed 03, so there was plenty of time for them to have seen this movie, so they probably watched it together and all that. This is one, though, that it's my mom that I've got the memory with of her laughing so deeply at this. And one of the things that I love about it is it's some of it obviously not serious, but the idea and the aspiration to be Clark Griswold during Christmas. How many lights can you put out? How much can you put on your roofs? How
I wouldn't want you to be him the whole time, because he does go a little cray in the
which it's kind of the movie related. Tanner did an audition for a high school or middle school?
No, middle school. He was
middle
in
school,
theater
and he did the famous or infamous monologue that Chevy Chase has when he does flip out with some appropriate middle school editing, which is, where's the Tylenol? Gosh, I love that. And this is one, too, that is so quotable because of the characters as well. Cousin Eddie with his...
And again, the cast is amazing. And, I mean, that's one thing about all of these big blockbuster Christmas movies. The casts are just incredible. And, yeah, I mean, again, yes, we quote this one, too, all year long. And
take it, Russ. when one of the kids is being silent or something like that. Take it, Russ. Yeah, the heartwarming aspect of it is absolutely there, but it still retains plenty of the not naughtiness. That's the wrong. I mean, it's an R-rated movie, and so it's got the saltiness of the original Vacation.
It's National Lampoon's. I mean, it had to stay with it. They had to, I'm sure, keep it a little bit, cheeky. Now, not original Vacation, I think it's rated R.
It
but
is.
This
Maybe
one
this
was
is PG-13.
It is. This one's PG-13.
This is the one that before we finally bought it on streaming, we'd watch it on TV, and they wouldn't bleep out certain words, your dams, your hells, those sorts of things, but they'd bleep out Wild Turkey and Jack Daniels. How dare you say that?
But I think they kept Jack Daniels in, probably because it's a name. But Wild Turkey was always not in there. Yeah, we were all like, wait. He says Wild Turkey there. What is...
I had a lot of help from...
Yeah, Yeah, it was so weird.
He says Wild Turkey.
Yeah. So, yes, this one is a fun one, and we enjoy it. And you have the little... That's what I was and that's the homage to Original Vacation with the Marty Moose.
That one is very, very small. It's not as big as the one that they have in Christmas Vacation.
Well, because at the time that I bought those for you,
oh my gosh,
I couldn't afford the big ones because they were expensive. So yeah,
this doesn't contain a lot of.
You got a little mini.
That's right. It's a half a shot.
It's a shot. Yeah. So, but yeah, we love, and this time it was interesting when we watched it the other night. Because we were looking up, because on Amazon Prime, you can pause it and it'll show you the name of the people that are in the scene. And so it was interesting seeing, what are they doing now? Or, is that Christopher Guest's brother? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So that was, and again, our love of Elaine from Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, this was 89.
She's
Seinfeld.
Already SNL by then.
SNL, right. But Seinfeld probably started the same kind of year, yeah. So.
She was probably known, but not the widely famous
actress. But she's like a main, being the neighbors, they're a main.
She has some indirect involvement on a tree location.
Yeah. So yeah, this one is fun, and yes, we, I think most people know this one or watch it so.
Yeah, we even inside our family have some folks that don't care for this one. So this is not one that's universally loved. And even I can see as time goes by, some of the jokes, so there's some aging, but it's fun to quote, just enjoy the memories.
And even when we were watching it this week, I was like, okay, come on. Like some of the physical humor, which I know Chevy Chase, I love, but yeah. But that's why I said this one is probably your favorite, but Four Christmases has surpassed this one for me. But
Four Christmases has a chance.
Yeah,
it's not there's a lot of life left, God willing.
Yeah. So, but we will just have this on playing.
Yeah.
Whenever we're doing other stuff. So yeah, there's our picture again. So this is Tegan's favorite. She has already asked. This will be playing on Christmas morning.
And what is this for?
Die Hard.
That's right.
Yes. So.
And I don't want to hear any discussion on whether this is a Christmas movie or not.
This is a Christmas movie. It is, and I like it. So we watch, but I never watched it as a Christmas movie.
Neither did I.
No. I never even put those two things together until
I think we actually turned it on one year because it was on, just had it on, and it somehow caught her attention and became sort of hers. I think this was very accidental that it became a part of our family's Christmas routine.
But she's already asked. She's like, when we're making the pies, will we have that on in the morning? I'm like, yes, we will. So this, lots of people have probably. It's a White Christmas or stuff on Christmas Day.
What is TBS show? Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, we didn't put that one up there because that one's not.
It's not one
that's
of my
my older brother's favorites, and it's good and we enjoy it, but it's not.
It's not gonna.
It's not top of our list, but we like it and we quote things from there too. Sure. We say for Julie all the time, but yeah. So Die Hard, good movie. Not age appropriate if you don't have they'll put it on TBS. It'll be on something on Christmas Day.
But when the iconic phrase is, I won't say it because I don't want the explicit flag on this. But, yippee-ki-yay.
Yes. M.
Moth flame.
So this one has just recently come into our Christmas viewing.
It is 100% required viewing at this point.
So.
Good stuff.
So that's that. So those are kind of the classics in our family, in our generation, I would say. Mm-hmm. This year we watched a new one this
was last night.
Yes, we watched this last night.
This being Candy Cane Lane, the Eddie Murphy program that's on Amazon Prime, or movie.
It's watching your program.
I got my tellies and my programs. But it's Eddie Murphy's Candy Cane Lane on Amazon Prime.
It was cute. We laughed. Yeah. It was a good, just fun, different concept. Again, movie, excellent cast, really, as you would imagine with him being, behind it.
I was not expecting Nick Offerman in this, and there's plenty of other phenomenal cast choices. But that one caught me off guard. And I'm a huge Nick Offerman fan. This one, it had its moments where even you and I were like, okay, But overall,
yes.
What did I say? I said last night, I'm glad I didn't pay for a movie ticket. This was a wonderful stream. It will absolutely be rewatched.
Yes.
This was a fun movie.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon Prime for free.
What would we say to folks? It's I don't want to give anything away, but imagine a street that is the street is all about competition and having the best Christmas-like home. Imagine one of those competition shows. And there's some silliness in how the competition kind of notches up a level, and some things that kind of go on in the external world that influence Eddie Murphy to seek some extra support that goes completely the wrong direction. With some potentially severe consequences. And that makes for the drama and the tension of the movie that's a lot of fun and funny.
But this one, I will say, family friendly. There was not, I don't think there was any.
Was there even
a bad, I don't know that there was any bad, like, maybe a few. There were some few, like when he does say a couple, but nothing.
Because they joke.
Yeah.
That's right. Because pentatonics.
To our ear, well, not even that, but yes. But then she says, the little girl says some things about the pepper, but
it's
like, I mean, to our ears, it doesn't, but it's a good. Now, little ones, it might, for if you have grandkids or whoever else is listening.
There could be some frightening scenes. You're right about that.
Yeah. So, but really, I mean, David Alan Grier is, and it's just.
Yeah, you don't want to say what he is.
I know, yeah.
So. There's too much that we don't want to give away, but that.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about this one. It was one of those that at least for me, we were watching Thursday Night Football when the Cowboys were on, and I saw an ad for it on there because that was Amazon Prime streaming that. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I knew he had one coming out, but it has, it hasn't been a lot of, and even like, because I open up the Amazon app daily. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've even seen they should have a splash screen or something above there. But but this was good, enjoyable.
Check, add it
just
to your
a
list.
fun, I would recommend. So, and I've already seen a couple people that have seen it that agreed they thought it was good. So, and then this is
clearly a classic. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a classic. And I don't think we were planning to put this on today because we were thinking about the movies that we watch sort of as a family. And I just happened to mention driving home today that I said, I've come to a greater appreciation of It's a Wonderful Life. I talked about Christmas Vacation. This, unless my memory is wrong, was hands down my mom's favorite. This was absolutely her movie. And and as a kid, well, it's black and white one. It's not really all that funny. So I didn't care about this movie. But I came to appreciate it a lot more, and probably more in the last 5 years, I think, as I've aged. Just as a man, I can identify with the stresses he's feeling, and I'm nowhere near as good as the character in this movie. But the idea of trying to do right, trying to do things and have it go completely awry and question your value. Like there's so much that's strikingly deep in this in today's modern era. And I think that's why it's coming back to something that I would enjoy watching.
Yeah. And I've always enjoyed It's a Wonderful Life. I don't need to sit down and watch it, but I like to have it on if I'm, in the kitchen or something. And, but I will say this movie, the premise of it has been the basis of so many, because here's what your life would be like if you weren't, and so, it's paved the way for a lot of
absolutely
other, present time, any movies, not even Christmassy, but
I think that's I think that's what adds to its timelessness. Not only did it pave the way, but some of the issues that I'm touching on there, but even perhaps an overused word, but this concept of him struggling with his identity, struggling with his self-worth, his mental issues, all of those things that were a part of what it means to be a man in that society, but also what it means to be a man or a leader of any sort of household in today. I can see the stresses that he's under plays significantly in the modern world, and that is something that, I don't know, was this the 50s? Probably the 50s that this came out. I don't know.
Yeah.
The 40s,
Probably,
50s, 60s, right? Something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
To think that that was being talked. I can't even imagine how it was sort of understood then, and to see it have its relevance today is why I'm coming to an improved or renewed appreciation of it.
Well, and I was trying to think because, okay, Miracle on 34th Street, they've redone with, a more present cast 20 years ago, but I don't think that this one's ever been.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, unless it was
so underwhelming. It just
no, or I don't think it's that. It's probably unless they've.
I'm at the redo.
Oh, yeah.
If the redo,
and maybe there was. I don't know, or maybe there's a concept movie that's called a different title that they based it on. But yeah, no, but it's always like you said though. I remember making the kids sit down and watch it, and they're like, "Yeah, no," but and they may never watch this movie.
It'd be interesting. They may never watch it unless they go through something very similar where they come to a later. It feels like it's a movie you might be entertained by as a kid. Maybe I wasn't, but I think as an adult, especially an adult with a couple, several decades under your belt, you start to realize what this movie really means.
I guess if we're not watching it in our, then they're probably not ever even it's not even gonna cross their radar unless they, end up with someone whose family is big into it. So
no, we continue to feed them things like
Christmas. We like the Christmas comedies. Okay, we'll just say that
gosh,
we do. That's our, So
you don't see Polar Express on here, Santa Claus
on
here.
I have an issue with Polar Express. I don't.
Creeps us out.
Yes, whenever that animation came out, the first thing I was like, no. And our kids didn't really get into it. They were kind of on the cusp of, I think, being a little too old for it. But no, that animation creeps me out. And so, yeah. Sorry, Tom Hanks, but
you're awesome, man.
But
however,
no, that creeps me out. Me so okay. So next, I want to come back to that one because we'll end with that one. I should have reversed them, but this was Prep and Landing was a Disney one that did come out when our kids were younger.
Smack dab in the animation.
Yeah,
this kind of animation category for them.
And yes, because it was also older for the younger kids. So it's cute concept.
2 episodes, 2 different ones. The first one, for those that don't know it, I guess I can kind of, you can skip past this if you don't want to hear, but it's
spoiler alert. Yeah. Okay, it's been out for.
Well, I didn't mean that, but if you don't care, elves that are there, because there's no way that Santa can actually go to all the houses without support, and so there's an advanced team of elves that go to houses to prep the house for the landing for Santa. Mm-hmm. And there is a seasoned veteran and a brand newbie, and the seasoned vet has a disappointment. The newbie is still with all of his unbridled youthful optimism, and the story unfolds from there as they help to.
Yeah, it's cute. We like it. I'll be interested to see. It'll be really interesting to see this year when Tegan comes back, if she's going to want to rewatch all these, they kind of like to relive some of their childhood when they're home for the first time, so like I was saying, we like the Christmas comedies.
Yeah.
And this is not really a comedy, but our family has made it a comedy because
Frosty the Snowman. Not the comedy you think it is, but it is to our family.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you want to explain why?
I think I will explain this. So, I cannot imagine anybody listening to this doesn't know the story of Frosty the Snowman. So, if you don't, we'll just go watch it. Mm-hmm. But there's the scene at the beginning where they're trying to decide what to name Frosty. Well, we were watching it one year, and we heard something weird and thought, wait, did we hear that? We rewound it. Wait, he really did that. We round, and what it is they're going, and I can't remember the name, so don't worry about that.
One's like, oatmeal.
Let's name him Johnny. Let's name him Gary, whatever. I think we should call him Brr. Yeah. And there's this audio glitch that you would think that after
it just makes me laugh, and it's not even on.
80 years from now, or 80 years that it's been out, they would have fixed this glitch. Go back, and I'm telling you, even on the streaming version, I'm not talking about just whatever happens to show up on TV if you're still watching broadcast TV. It still is. I think we should name
And I mean,
it just sends us into,
and that's all we watch. We watch up into that point, then we turn it off. Now, we used to watch the whole thing, but now we turn it off. But I mean, we rewind it and watch it, and yes.
There was we love Frosty for that. There was a glitch in Charlie Brown's Christmas in the very end scene where the kids are singing and suddenly one body glitches in front of the other.
I thought it was when they were dancing. And then one does, there's a couple.
But at the end, one body glitches in front of the other in a certain frame. So clearly we've watched these a little too much if we're going frame by frame.
Well, but and it shows you that these old versions of, stuff, the technology, these can't keep up with the technology when it gets, put into a different format or whatever. But
and I think too, I'm sure that the programmer that is sitting there at CBS is like, all right, it's time to put this one on. Just hits play, goes off and, has some of his syrup.
So that's our, fun. And we will turn that on for 6 minutes and be done with it for the whole, so. But I'm really looking forward. Tegan comes home Tuesday, and I know I was this excited when Tanner came back for his first time to be home and at Christmas, because our kids they don't come home.
And she hasn't been home at all, right? He would have come home Thanksgiving to some degree.
This
is truly her first time to leave Arizona and come back to Texas.
So I'm very excited to have her back in the house, and
it would be great to have her.
Yeah. So
I'm sure
and Tanner will be home later this week, which I'm excited for him, but this is her first time back, so I'm excited for her to get home. So
hope y'all enjoyed that run through our movies.
Yeah, but speaking of Tanner, he is our text of the week this week. So earlier this week was the same day that Mike McCarthy had his the coach of the Cowboys. Day. Yeah, was Tanner's 9th year and appendicitis anniversary. So I had sent him Happy Appendicitis Day, and he responded to that. It said, haha, you can't see it. But then the next day he said, officially finished with finals as of 11:54 p.m. last night. So again, because they can just submit their finals, he wasn't taking a final.
This just hit me.
He was finishing. I think he was finishing a paper.
Right? Was the deadline midnight?
Probably. Knowing him, probably.
That just okay. But anyway,
because so
on his appendicitis day, he was able to be officially
finished. Yeah, so he is done. He has 1 semester left of college, and we'll see what's next for him.
I imagine we'll have a lot of episodes talking about that as we get the run up to graduation. That's a ways off. It feels like a ways off.
But this semester has flown. I can't believe we're already to December. I mean, it's just crazy. So.
All right,
so everybody will be back this week, and I'm sure we will do an episode of how that is to have both back, because like we were talking last night, we kind of gotten into our routine, and so
I think I want to. You know what? I want to talk about that more in the next episode, where it is. We love them. What's it going to be like when they're back?
Yeah. So. All right. Well, there you go. Hopefully, if you haven't seen some of those, you'll look them up. If you have, you can laugh along with us as we talked about them.
And we say it every time. If you've got others that you're like, why on earth did you not talk about this? Well, let us know. What are your family favorite Christmas?
And there's ones on here that we didn't get to, but those are our tops. Yeah. So. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been another episode of The Loud Quiet. Living the Empty Nest.